What's up, everybody? My name's Demetrius, and welcome to the Triangle.
It's your girl, CJ.
I'm Cherie, also known as Miz Ladie Ree.
Yeah.
Hey, Cherie.
And I need to put out another PSA, okay? Y'all need to watch how y'all talking to people that you don't see when it comes to all of these teleworkers, because I am a teleworker. Yes. And I don't care if you're calling to pay a bill, if you call a sex chat line, you need to watch how you're talking to us, because we kind of control what can and cannot be done. So if you don't want your stuff cut off, if you want an extension, if you want to come, whatever it is on the phone, you might want to watch and respect the people on the other side. Because don't think we can find you. We got your information. We will use it. We will enough.
I'm done.
I ain't gonna do it. I'm Brandy. I ain't gonna do it. But I just feel like I have to stand up for us call center workers, because the disrespect is real. Knowing good and well you would never say half that stuff to my face. Ever. True. Like face-to-face sales, a different beast than over the phone. These people are so bold. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So let me address the elephant in the room. That intro was definitely not Demetrius, if you're listening and not watching. He's working, I think. And he told us that it was the first day of CES, which none of us know what the fuck that means. So we're just gonna go with
if leave it in the comments if he's making
not making stuff
I definitely feel like he's lying, but
I'm sure we texted him and let him know to join us when he gets around to joining us, and maybe he'll pop on in our next segment or something. So we're gonna get started. But if you've noticed, today is our third fan pick episode. Yay, Miss Cherie is along with us. Now, can you repeat and show us your little hoodie with your merch on it? Let me see.
So I'm wearing my
merch.
Yeah.
He does gaming on player1.com. Is player with the number 1 ne.com. So if you game or you just like the apparel, he has an esports gaming website.
Nice. And then you have a makeup channel,
and right? I do makeup on my channel. That is Miz Ladie Ree, the little name.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and look for it. I'm gonna put your link at the bottom of our thing.
I'm trying, to do them cut creases and them glittery eyes.
That's so hard.
Yeah, she does cute bold stuff.
I've actually gotten better at it. Like, I just started in June where I was struggling, but now I'm to the point it's easy.
It's easier. Maybe I just need to practice. I'm just so lazy about that.
Yeah, I was it's that patience. I'm like,
yeah, because it take me about, if it's like a real beat glam glitter, I'm gonna be in the chair for about 2 hours.
Oh no. I can't do it.
Oh no.
I can't do it. I mean, but y'all turn out so amazing. I know, I love makeup, don't get me wrong. I have palettes upon palettes upon palettes. It's just that I have a hard time sitting that long to do. I think I'm sure my family would disagree that I take a lot longer than I think I do, probably, because they're like, let's go, and I'm like, I'm almost done. God damn.
But to us it's not a long time.
It doesn't feel like a long time.
I feel like 45 minutes to an hour goes by so fast when I'm putting together for the weekend,
like regular.
Yeah, I'm like, and then I don't even feel like I did a hard look. I'm like, this is what I normally do. This wasn't me trying something out the box.
If you want me to go with the hard look, I need you to give me a solid hour and a half solid.
Oh yeah. I need enough time to fix something if I don't like it.
She said too.
Because if I don't like it, I'm going to take it off and I'm going to start over.
Time.
That's the hardest thing. I have learned that I like to put on the dress or the top to check my color first. And then once I get my colors together, I'm good to go.
I match it on the back of my
something like that, because once I see it, then I'm good to go.
I dream about it. If I don't see it in a dream, like when I used to have to sing on Sundays, if I didn't dream about it the night before, I wasn't wearing it or doing my makeup that way. I have to visualize it.
Oh, gotcha. That's like my clothes. I do that with clothes. I got you.
You put together. I've never had a moment where that's why I post those memes and I'm like, I can't relate, because they're like, when you put an outfit together in your head but it didn't look as good. I'm like, can't relate, because it turns out bomb every single time.
Exactly.
So I don't even have on my clothes when I'm doing my makeup. I've already picked out the outfit, and I think I pick out the outfit first, And then the outfit determines the hair, and then the outfit in the hair determines what I do with my makeup.
Yeah, right. That's true. That's true. For the guys listening, I'm sorry.
For the guys that don't wear makeup.
Better though, if you're interested, go check out Brandy's New Year's look where she was popping.
Yes, that dress was
popping off and popping out.
Yes.
Okay.
You'll really think I'm catfishing because how you see me if you're looking at this YouTube channel is nothing how I look on my Instagram.
I mean, do we all I don't look like
we all don't look
styler either on my fashion page.
I'm like, and this is why men have trust issues, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I don't know. Guys are starting to do the whole getting they shit done too now.
Oh, them lace front.
Forget the lace front. They got them fucking lace beards.
Yes. Not the lace beard. I might let a nigga get away with a lace front, but I don't know about the beard.
Really?
No, I don't
if we can do it, they can do it.
That's how I feel.
I don't have nothing on my face though. My head, okay.
Well, see, that would be like their
some
makeup.
girls get eyebrows, you know, and they get the makeup tattooed. So, hey, it's you.
I'm with
do you?
I feel like
I can't with the beard. Can you imagine you riding some nigga's face, and then it's like, what is this? Is your face falling off? Am I too heavy? What's happening? The glue is coming off from the beard. Like, I killed this nigga. Like, no.
I would hope that he would warn you so that you don't get the glue up there and shit. You don't.
Or if you're gonna do it, you better do it right. Because if my wig ain't coming off during, the sexcapades, I don't need your stuff coming off.
That's true. He better be doing.
You better have everything secure.
What kills me though, let me just say, what kills me though is the usual cultural appropriation shit. Because I've seen a lot more videos of white dudes getting their shit done on their heads than black guys. Like, right? On Instagram or Facebook, whenever those come up.
Our videos are better.
First.
They what?
I said they usually go bald first.
They do. They have I think their hereditary genes for that is higher than black men.
Yeah, it's that entitlement and just starts to wear thin on the top of your head.
God damn.
Just kidding.
Brandy, oh my God.
New Year's
I know, right? Intense.
You don't know how I got these arms? I've just been.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get started on some of these questions. Did you get a chance to redo your questions, or am I looking at what I got? Is that what we doing?
You gotta look at what you got.
Okay.
I ain't shit, and I did what I did.
Look, I'm like, wait, what?
It was Cherie's job to look. I told her about this.
Negative.
Oh, she like, wait a minute.
Negative.
I am the guest.
Throw me under the bus. Nah.
That's fucking terrible.
It was the house guest job. She was supposed to bring something, and it was them questions. So.
No, I got what we talking about. I did say what we talking about.
Yeah, she did say that. I was like, oh yeah, it's just random stuff.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I thought I was gonna get set up.
Here's a good one. Cherie, are you married?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. How long you been married? Just out of curiosity, because
long story short, we've been married, got divorced, and got remarried. So I got a lot of
lots of stories there. Let's take this one. We had a question from an anonymous. Should married or people in relationships post sexy photos on social media and whatnot? What do y'all think about that? Who wants to take that first?
Well, let the guest go first. All right,
yeah, come on.
Okay, so this is kind of hard because I do advertising for makeup. However, when I post certain pictures, if I feel it's too much cleavage, I'll crop it to where my cleavage isn't showing because I'm married. I shouldn't do that. But if I feel something is close to it, I'll ask my husband first, but hey babe, do you think this is too sexy? Because I'm not trying to put the wrong idea out. And sometimes he'll be like, no babe, that's fine. I don't, so I think it depends on the I wouldn't personally, because I know somebody who I'm not going to name their model.
I know, relate.
Yes.
They were posting pictures and I was like, I know she's a model, but if I was married, there's no way I would be posting myself like that. And then a couple months later, they were divorced. And I was like,
well,
that's a tough one if it's your career.
Right. Mm-hmm. But it was that's me personally.
Right.
There's some photos because I'm kind of big, and there's some pictures I'm just like, that's a lot of cleavage. Let me crop it up to there's a little bit of the line. But that's my personal preference.
So you would rather so you wouldn't want your husband doing like a Denzel photo shoot situation or Idris situation and posting it either?
I mean, I've posted him while we've been at the beach, at the pool in his swimming trunks, and I've been in a bathing suit. So
what if it's like his own selfie? Like he took it and he posted it. Like he trying to be the jet beauty of the week.
Yes.
I don't think I'd be upset.
Yeah.
Because my husband's never really on social media like that anyway. So
oh, gotcha.
He has one, but if he posts, it's the esports stuff. It's not.
It's like gaming
his profile
stuff.
picture is the Ohio Bucks,
not himself. Gotcha. Yeah. What about you, Brandy?
Can't relate. If you followed me, I've been out here, about to be out here some more. I've always joked that sexy selfies or selfies in general are for single people. Because I feel like, we're putting it out there, not just because we feel good about ourselves and we're just tapping into that, bit of vanity that we all have. But I've seen some married men, and I know women do it too, but it always throws me off when I see married men, especially if they're agreeably attractive and they're doing the squint or they're doing this business here. And I'm like, nigga, I know your wife, or we all went to church together. Who is this for? That's what I be thinking. I'm like, who is this for? Because the way I look at it, I'm on the market.
Right.
So this is all advertisement. On top of, I got businesses I'm going to get popping off. CJ told me to use what I got for the triangle followers.
I'm just saying, if you got it.
A lot of times I'm putting myself out there, not just because I'm proud of the weight loss and everything else, but because I feel like I feel like I take tasteful, sexy photos that I would not be embarrassed if anybody saw, whether if I was married or not.
Right.
However, I do feel like there's a line with anything. So would I ever be out here like Kim Kardashian and married? No.
Gotcha.
I do still want to be able, when I do get remarried, I want to be able to wear what I want and post how I want. Like, I don't want to have the dress I had on for New Year's Eve and then my fiance or husband have a problem because I posted a picture of myself by myself in it.
Right.
I think it's probably just understanding that your partner's doing it just because they're really feeling themselves, not for the attention. Not for people to be in their inbox, but when you're doing it just because you're feeling yourself and you're putting that vibe out there and you want people to feel good about themselves too, okay.
Right.
But I'm like, I don't feel like anybody that's in a relationship or married should be putting pictures out there that are like, got me questioning if you still with somebody or not, or who took this picture. You know what I mean?
That part.
I've seen what you're talking about, because I've seen some celebrity couples. I'll never forget, and this goes to our Pamming. I'll never forget, I saw Gina, because she'll forever be Gina. And I felt like she was really wilding out on the gram. And I was like, but dang, what's going on? And next thing you know, her and, her husband are divorced. And I'm like, women have a telltale sign.
Yes.
And we just start getting more and more. But same thing with Drea, who's an Instagram model, right? And I've noticed she was more topless. She doing photo shoots with girls. It's kind of playing with the lesbian thing. What's going on with her? Then they're like, oh, Drea and long-term fiance broke up. I'm like, every time we be out here doing the most because you're out there. So I kind of feel like those super sexy, come hither, I'm half dressed, I'm this, I'm that. Them photos, leave that for the single folks. It's not for you unless it's your business. If it's your business, all right, I'm gonna give you that.
Yeah, I think the favorite thing that you just said was the part about like not being able to tell if they're single or not because of the photos you're posting. Right. Because I just unfollowed a lady who had posted some like X-rated stuff on her page, along with, she does a lot of sexy photos too. But then one of her posts was this guy who had inboxed her, like slid into her DMs with, do you want to be my like sugar baby, blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, I can't with these niggas. I'm like, but
you put it out.
I don't, and I'm not saying at any level that you can't be who you are, but you have to be aware that because like our society is not perfect, that most guys who are in that mentality are going to reach out because you put it out there. Like, does it suck? Of course. Like, we want to be able to wear whatever the fuck we want to. Like, but at the back of my mind, I still know that there's like, I don't want to say consequences, because that's where that whole like rape culture comes in and shit too.
It's like the action and reaction. It's almost
like you know it's gonna come.
Yeah, if I wear a certain outfit and then I'd be like, why are y'all looking at my chest or why are you looking at my butt? That's
you can't do that.
It's tight. I know what time it is. That doesn't mean you can touch me. That doesn't mean I'm asking for anything. Am I going to be offended because you're looking? No. There's sparkly tassels on my titties.
And
you're gonna look
right. And then the other thing is, like, you know, because I worked in women's clothing, like I really hated it when like the women were like, well, I used to dress like that, but I don't like really go. They go from one extreme to the other so far over because of their significant other. I'm not talking about it was their choice. If it's their choice, I'm cool. But when they have comments back, I'm like, oh, this dress looks really good on you. And they're like, oh, no, it hugs me too much. And my husband or boyfriend or whoever wouldn't like it. It like irks me on the inside a little bit, because I'm just like, isn't that how he caught you? Like,
you still gotta bring the curves. Date night.
I just don't understand that. Like, if Rob was ever to be like, you can't wear that, I'd be like laughing in his face. He would never do it, but I would be like, who the fuck are you talking to? I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? And like you said with the career thing, like even my fashion page though, I still feel like even if there was a little bit of decolletage.
What's your fashion page called?
Oh, it's Lux Styler. Luxe, Lux Styler with an R. But like I don't think it's like distasteful. I think all my stuff is like pretty tasteful, mostly about clothes and makeup and stuff like that anyway, because it's my fashion page, and you might see
I think I follow it on Instagram.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. I need it. Is your Instagram the same as your Miz Ladie Ree?
Miz Ladie Ree with the 3.
Okay, I'm gonna have to make sure that I'm following.
That's why when I saw this, trying the 3,
Brandy hates it.
I do. I hate it.
It's my life.
It's how my brain works. I'm just like, why?
She wants it to be logical.
I do, and it
is logical.
It is logical.
No,
I know.
It's not.
It's
and you're
like
talking about
She look at Randy. I can't. She's mad. And plus, I think the other person called the Triangle is like some weird like underground band or something that nobody listens to.
You know what it is? I think it's because the 3 doesn't bother me. It's where it's placed. I want the 3 at the end of Triangle, and it's not.
And it's not.
And it bothers me.
I like that it's at the beginning, because
I know you do. That's why
all our YouTube titles are the something.
Maybe that's how I was put. That's why I probably couldn't find y'all in the beginning. I was putting the
because you thought it had both.
Yeah.
You see how confusing that is, CJ?
Nope, I don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're saying. It's too late now. I done bought the domain. We have YouTube channels.
We're
about to have a TikTok. I can't help you.
But in anyway. Sexy picture conclusion, I don't want it to break up anybody's happy home. Definitely, if it's going to cause that much conflict, have a conversation. But I do want men and women to feel like, look, how you met me is probably who I am to a certain extent. So these clothes and all this is not going to change. But if I can compromise enough where if somebody really felt a way, it'd be like, okay, I'm still going to wear this, but I don't have to take a picture and post it.
Right. That I agree with that. Like it's a relationship. So obviously if the other person is visibly upset all the time about it, but I mean, I don't think I'm going to be throwing out any of my fishnet tights anytime soon. Like,
okay. Not at all.
Or the lace tops, you know.
Right.
Plenty of corsets still staying.
Okay.
But anyway, next question. Let's see. So the sexy photos, we just did that. There's so many to choose from.
Right.
There's like everybody wrote in, and I probably need to make a new post about getting more questions too, because there's so much. Ooh, this is a nice continuation segue here. Does jealousy have values in driving people to improve, or is it just a negative emotion? When you make somebody Brandy says slow down.
When jealousy
basically what they're asking is, do you think jealousy drives people to become better in a relationship, or do you think it's just a negative emotion that breaks up the situation and like causes just problems? What do you guys think? I'm gonna let Sheree go.
I think it can be both.
Yeah.
And say it can be negative because you know, you can get that insecure and always question them. Oh, I thought you were doing this because you're jealous. I got a prime example.
Let's go.
hubby doing his website thing, right? And I've been doing my YouTube thing. Somebody offered to give him a channel that he could run his thing through that had 24,000 some followers, and y'all know the analytics and everything. And I'm sitting here recording, and I'm just like, here I am struggling to get like 50, and you about to just be handed this. So he eventually goes to his man cave, and I'm sitting here fuming. I am mad. I mean, I'm jealous. I'm pissed. I am angry. I had to go take a little fumar break, and I had to come back, and I came to a realization that that's my husband. I should be supporting him. I shouldn't be jealous of him. If anything, I should be happy for him. And so I had to like check and regulate myself. Like, now you know you're wrong for that, because if you had that, he'd be happy for you. So I went back to him, humble pie face and all, to apologize. And he started laughing because he thought I was joking with him. But I was like, no, I'm serious.
Like, I was bad.
You're right. I was wrong. I was jealous. So that jealousy helped me to get better. But then I've also ruined relationships because of jealousy. Like, oh yeah, I can't be with you. I can't trust you. You just go do you over there. And I'm done.
That's true. We were just talking about that, Brandy and I. About
were we?
Well, kind of past jealous moments ruining new moments. Because you know, because when you start a new relationship and you've been cheating on almost every fucking time, like, you know, and it may have to do with the fact that we were younger or whatever it is. Like, you know, the person who's doing the cheating is at fault no matter what. But you internalize that when you're the person being cheated on. You know?
What's wrong with me? Right.
Yeah. So what happens is you get into a new relationship and all you see is all the past cheaters. And so when they do a similar move, even though yours is like legit, you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Red flag.
Like red flag, even though it doesn't need to be a red flag. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you ask them to like send you photos from work late at night with the timestamp on their computer. Don't ask me how I know.
Which I see nothing wrong with that.
I'm just saying
at all.
You know? Like,
I don't see the problem there.
It's just
like Sheree's better than me. I would have rolled up to my husband like, we have 24,000 followers. We are one, nigga. We look at me.
He said I made him feel bad, but he ended up not doing it. He was like, just like you're working, I'm gonna work too. And I was like, oh. Well, he didn't take it, but
that's amazing. Well, see, and that's why it's worth having people like that around. But not everybody's like that. Like, tell us, Brandy. Tell us about crazy people.
Nigga. For some reason, crazy men love me. No, Sheree, no. No, y'all didn't drink.
Well, let's be real, because you know, year of 2020 is about clarity and vision. You let crazy men love on you. That's different.
I can't see, so I can't hear you. What?
What? I say it again for the people in the back. Don't let crazy people love on you.
No, I gotta watch that anyway, because I heard, I don't know if it was from a mix of CJ and then something I read, but probably CJ, they were talking about vibrations and stuff. But when you vibrate at a certain level, and I already have like an attractive personality, I attract almost everybody, men and women. So it's up to me to use better discernment in who I entertain. But apparently I like entertaining ain't shit niggas. So just kidding. They weren't all horrible. But I do think that I just kind of feel like jealousy is just all bad. I kind of get what the person's saying in the sense of I wouldn't look at turning jealousy into motivation. I'd probably like take that moment where if I'm feeling bad, whether it's because of a partner or a friend or whatever, if I'm feeling bad because seeing them elevate in some way, because that's where jealousy normally comes from. You're not jealous of someone doing worse than you.
No.
Right.
So if I'm seeing you do something, now I look at it like, okay, I want to do something like my homegirl, Sabrina Parr. Get up to Parr, check her out on Instagram. Her body's crazy, but she's been working for years at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never been jealous of her, but I've been looking like, damn, like, wow, as if I couldn't get in the gym and do the same thing to how my body is, because we got different shapes. We're going to look different when we get to whatever our goals are, but I use that to motivate me. Now, when I was crazy jealous, it was to the point that I have unfollowed women because I was not happy with how I looked. So I didn't want to see them being happy with how they looked, because that's triggering for me. Right. So I don't want to see you up here tooted and booted out. I don't feel good, and you're not making me feel good, as if it was their job to make me feel good about myself. So it's just now a matter of me of just taking that and converting that energy into something more positive. I don't think I've ever been triggered like that in a relationship, but I think the men, some of the men I've been with or entertained have been. And that's when you get into the weird thing that almost goes back to what we were talking about with the dressing. It's like, you feel away because of how I look, and now I can't wear this, and I'm out with you, but you don't want me to wear this. You know what I mean? So so at that point, I'm like, there's jealousy and a possessiveness going on, because I'm not to be controlled. You have to just be able to trust me. But if you have jealousy issues and that's trust issues, I can't wear what I want to wear. I can't go where I want to go, because you're going to feel away.
I think jealousy goes hand in hand with like insecurities for people.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, you can't have one without the other most of the time, I want to say. So if you are talking about your woman or your guy dressing a certain way and you're jealous, it's because you're insecure that they might go off with somebody else, right? That's why you're reacting that way.
Yeah.
It goes with almost everything. If you're jealous of somebody's like looks, it's because like you just decided that you weren't gonna, like, for all, like, anybody who's like, oh, she looks great, she must have had that body. No, like you said, she worked on it for years.
Worked for it.
Gone to the gym every day probably, and ate better than I fucking ever will.
Listen,
girl, like, I have tiramisu waiting for me in the fridge after this. Like, I don't, you know, like, like Rob gonna take me the way I am. It's too late. I got this okay, this here now.
I can't wait to not be in the gym no more. Come on.
No, actually, but you know what? Here's the thing though. But if you're with the right person, like, I feel like I've made better decisions being around Rob, and our kids and everything, because we actually do eat better. You know what I mean? Like, I ate like crap when I was single. It was very bad. Drank so much. Like, it was out of control. But I think that now that I have the kiddos and have Rob, and like, it stops in my mind when I'm at the grocery store. I'll put the fucking like crappy cheese back to get the better organic or, you know, dairy free or whatever, even if it's like $2 more. Like, it's worth sacrificing the box of Oreos that you're not gonna get that day.
Right.
To me, and it might be different things for different people, but I think that jealousy, I'm gonna agree. I think usually jealousy is a bad thing. It might motivate, but then I think that motivation should come from a more positive thing. But I think Cherie did that because she went and self-reflected. And so if you're jealous and you can self-reflect and be self-aware, it becomes a positive thing. If you're insecure, then it's a negative thing. Oh shit, write that down, guys. I just did that. I did that.
I ain't gonna
put it on a shirt. D, write that down. Oh,
where's D? Oh shit.
Here.
D gonna be so mad. We're gonna have to blast him.
Listen.
Hopefully he'll be all right.
He does not understand how he's triggering me. He doesn't. I'm like, I have had enough of trying to track down men to talk to me. Like, I am tired of it. Like, where are you? Why aren't you answering your phone? Why couldn't you text somebody back? Nigga, I'm triggered like we're in a relationship and we're not. He don't even like women. He likes men.
Like we're gay. It's gay.
And I am like, I am ready to
you know, and it's just weird. And I think I was telling Brandy this, my younger brother is like that somewhat. Like, I'm sure
I know he hasn't responded to me in days. I'm tired.
First of all, do you have his number? And if you do, this is news to me. News to me. Sheree, do you know my younger brother?
Oh no, I don't. But I just be hearing her talking about.
I'm telling you, the day he come on the show, I'm gonna be so shook.
Picture of who she talking about, because she be like, yeah, I messaged him.
No.
I'm like, who is this?
Listen, let me just say that this Dan.
I'm gonna make a Man Crush Monday for the triangle.
Oh no, let's do Dan. Let's do it next Monday. Man
oh my
Crush
God, can we do Dan and then the next picture slide over be D's like Jet Beauty of the Week, like Man Crush Mondays? Yes.
I'm done.
What do he get for not showing up? Pictures is going out
for all the men, all the men's
all the
and women's. Oh my God, no, seriously, this is like totally different conversation, but I remember being in school. As a matter of fact, I think it was one of our dance team meetings, Randy, when some of the little girls came up to me and was like, "Are you Dan's sister? Like, can I have your phone number?" And I was like, "No, absolutely not." Huh?
That's tripping me out because I was there when the dance team was there, so I don't understand how I didn't
miss her brother.
I was the step team, so we performed together. I just don't know how. Like, we was dime pieces, so that's
it was like a lot going on after you left, CJ. Like, real talk, there was beef between the step team and the dance team. Couldn't even tell you what it was about.
Well, okay,
what it was about. Sheree wasn't talking to me for like 2 years for no reason.
We were still in chorus class together. What are you talking about?
You know, you was not. First of all, first beef between us. Couldn't even tell you what
Come
it was
on,
about.
Nick Cannon and Eminem. Let's go. Let's go. I'm all yours.
Something stupid in middle school. It take D explaining it because he went into this on one of the podcast episodes. So I was like, I don't even remember beefing with her in middle school, or at least why it started. I said, I do remember there being like weird stuff. And then it happened again when it was like the step team and the dance team, although I was extremely supportive of what they were doing because I'm like, to me, it took more to be in sync with the clapping and all that than it did with moves. I felt like that was harder. That was just me. I think there was like petty stuff going on with the people under us as captains.
Yeah.
So then you kind of feel like, well, I got to ride with the squad. You know what I mean? Because I got freshmen and sophomores that don't like some of these freshmen and sophomores, and I can't be like, but I'm cool with that. It was like a dancing dolls, like stupid. It was so
not dancing dolls.
It was the crunkest.
It was girl. It got so real after you like.
What happened?
It was so dumb.
It was just like cute little tips that we used to have when I was there. It was like between the dance team and the cheerleaders. I do remember that. I
remember one time Cherie whole squad walked past us and didn't say nothing.
Oh, it was like that.
Wait, was that
like
the camo
or something?
Was that the camo day when we had the camo?
Yes.
Oh, she does remember.
They walked by like soldiers. Cherie had the boots. They all had the boots on.
That was a horrible day. That was more home trauma than school trauma because my brother had gotten some trouble. My dad took his ID and kicked him off base and was like, fend for yourself. So I still had to be at school like everything was copacetic and still get through the day. So me and my sister was just not. I was like, let's just get this over with so I can go off base and try to find
where my brother at.
Cherie got her brother too. He be saying hi and be liking my pictures. What's up, Cherie?
Oh, that's my baby brother. That's the baby. Well, how old am I? 33?
not the crackhead scratch. How old am I?
I think he's 29. I think.
You think?
I was doing the same thing with my little brother. I couldn't tell you how old he is.
I think because his birthday was in November. I think he's 29. Next year, my mom will have everybody in their 30s.
Oh, he a Scorpio? I can't do it. Never mind.
Hey, you leave us alone, damn it.
I'm sorry.
I'll leave everybody else alone. How about that?
Scorpios they're kind of selfish. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say that I feel attacked and I appreciate that.
Hey, I mean, I don't mean any offense.
We're loyal, if that's what you mean. We're loyal.
To yourself.
To ourselves.
She said what she said. Cherie said what she said.
No, we're good. We're just very passionate about the certain things that we're passionate about. Look at her. Look at Cherie's face. If you are listening, go on YouTube and get Cherie's face because
she's made some pretty great faces.
I'm just saying that's what I get in trouble for the most. My face.
See, that's what happens.
She's feeling great for D. Like it's just the face. He just be making faces.
Look, isn't that a cute ringtone?
speak? Oh, is that him?
No, it's not him. That's my timer, guys. That means that we're taking a quick break. If you're listening to us on the podcast, you're gonna hear us with a little bit of a commercial is what's gonna happen. There we go. I didn't know how to work my phone for a second. Sorry, guys. But that's a cute song, right? I was like, that's nice.
It was really cute.
Yeah, it wasn't like bothersome. So let me go ahead and pause us for 1 second and we'll be right back, y'all. Okay, we're back. Thanks for waiting and sitting through that commercial because we got to make that paper to make our lives a little bit easier and bring you better shit with better microphones for the next season. So anyway, I'm going to go right into the next question that we got from our fans or listeners. You want to go in a totally different direction?
I'm with it. Whatever you read off, we own it.
Let's see. Oh, we're gonna save that for next week. I think this will be good. Here we go. At what point is technology like enhanced human, not a human anymore? And also, do you feel like AIs will help or harm humans? I guess they're asking I think they're asking with our smartphone, smart TV, at what point is
how much is too much?
Yeah, how much is too much? And also are AIs good for us or bad for us? I guess that's a two-part question.
Have you seen fucking iRobot?
Right.
They bad.
Have you seen Mother?
Oh, I haven't seen Mother yet. I do want to see Mother.
That one, oh my goodness.
Well, what do you think, Sheree? Do you have a lot of technology stuff at home? Do you have Google Home and things like that?
Oh no, I just switched because I already feel bad putting my thumbprint on my iPad. Oof. But I just switched over to Apple 2 years ago. I was so against them having my fingerprints and all kind of stuff.
Too late. They got everything anyway.
Right. Then with Snapchat with the filters, I'm like, this facial recognition. So yes and no. We've all seen Eagle Eye. We've seen it never turns out good. So
it doesn't. It really doesn't.
Can we live without them? I don't think so. But do we need more? I don't think so. But is that going to stop people? No, because they're already putting the subconscious in robots. And I don't know I forgot what show I've seen it on, but the lady was having a full-fledged conversation with the robot.
Is that Sophia?
Yeah. Sophia or something.
It's a few of them, though.
One of them got a whole ass citizenship. I'm y'all giving out citizenships to robots, but not to humans that are refugees.
And then the way I look at these robots, I'm like, if you're going to implant something in them that eventually their robotic brain just starts to update itself, right. like our devices do, at what point does it decide, you're the lower version of me, you're obsolete?
Well,
there's no need for you.
So that did happen because Facebook shut down 2 of their AI algorithm robots, didn't they? They made their own vocabulary and language and started communicating between themselves. So Facebook shut those 2 guys down.
Are they really shut down though?
I don't know. You don't know that, right?
Because Jarvis was shut down and he ain't really shut down.
You better come on. You better come on with the references, Ray.
Hold on. I'm
what? Into the camera and everything. Hold on.
We had the good reference because we just knew Jarvis was chilling. Wrong.
Yeah, Jarvis was not shut down.
But yeah, no, he was shut down, and it's been a couple of robots that are shut down came back. So I ain't know that. I'm gonna have to do my research on Facebook.
This was I want to say either end of 2018 or beginning of 2019.
That's really scary.
Y'all didn't hear about that?
My heart crazy. I'm over here sweating. What?
Yeah. So I think what the computers did or the AIs did was take our words or either the zeros and the ones, and they noticed a pattern that wasn't what they programmed inside of the conversations that were happening between the 2 AIs, and they realized that they were conversing together and just going on and on and on. So they were like, oh, we gotta shut this shit down. But I'm hoping that they did shut it down since they put it out there that they were talking, or somebody
not out there enough.
I mean, here's the thing. So my algorithm is weird because I do look up conspiracy theories and shit like that.
Me too. I be all on that Illuminati.
Yeah, you didn't see it on yours? Not at all?
No.
Damn.
Maybe we saw it, but we don't remember because there's just so much stuff.
But so Are you hot? You okay? She got scared. I don't.
She popped a Molly, now she's sweating.
She's like, I'm throwing this iPad out. They don't need my fingerprints. Nothing.
Like the robots said, "What? I be on Facebook all the time. You mean to tell me they robots talking to each other?"
Yes. Well, so here's the thing, and I think I realize a lot of people don't know this, that Facebook bought Instagram, so they're the same company now too. Okay.
They even have it. They have it now. Like when you log in, they little name is on there now.
Yeah, my business page is linked to.
Yeah, it's easy to link everything now. So like, if you didn't know, Facebook and Instagram are the same people, just so that you're aware. Because I have a couple of friends that were like, "Oh, I don't do Facebook because they have crazy shit." I was like, "You on Instagram, right?"
You do Facebook.
If you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook. It's the same thing. Like I didn't realize that people didn't know that either. So
I almost feel like anything you're on, it's all the same. You know what I mean? You're putting your business out there. You're able to be tracked. It's all out there. You're not better because you had Twitter, but you didn't get Snapchat. It's all it's all grouped together.
Adam ruins everything. Have y'all seen that?
No, I haven't.
I've seen a couple of short episodes like on Instagram and stuff.
His whole series, it make you. There's no point in buying diamond rings. There's no point in having credit card. Everybody know everything. Like
well, the diamond ring thing isn't it because it was just made up by the jewelers? I mean,
pretty much.
I think I did see that episode, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like he was going into the value of it and everything. I was like, yo,
it's not that much.
Wedding and all that stuff. He was like, it's all a consumer's market for the economy. It has nothing to do with love and this and that. And I was like, dang, he right.
Most of our holidays are like that.
You know?
Yeah, what you mean? But they gonna have my money every Halloween. I'm sorry. They will have my coins.
I'll do Halloween, but
they take mine too. Halloween's like hardcore around here.
It's your birthday too, so you got to.
Well, I don't know if you can see this. Maybe y'all can see this if I turn it around. Like, do you see like the skulls with like the Halloween hats on it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're playing zero game.
So like I really just be like, oh, Halloween, Christmas, all the same. Like that's
so like the Nightmare Before Christmas.
You can literally blend them.
Yeah, I mean, and then this past year they had a Friday the 13th right before Christmas.
That's when tattoos are the cheapest. Tattoos and piercings on Friday the 13th. Yes. You get for $13
specials
for the door.
Oh, it's cute.
How adorable, right?
It's Jack.
A girlfriend of mine made it for me. She's like, I know how much you love Jack Skellington. I was like, shut up.
That's awesome. See?
It's really adorable. So yeah, Halloween and Christmas kind of sorry.
Brandy done lost her phone. But no, okay, so wait, we just went off task. Anyway, back we do this all the time. Back to our AI situation. So do you guys have like Nest in your house or Google Home? I know Cherie says she doesn't. Do you have anything, Brandy? Do you guys do like voice texting and stuff though?
If it's a word I can't spell.
Yeah.
You better keep it real.
I'm done. Do you ever you don't send any voice texts at all, Cherie? Like when you're like on Messenger or anything? Because me and Brandy be at it.
Yeah, she sent the voice message. I was like, why she just in text? No,
it's easy.
I do that a lot.
I text or I'ma just call. So
okay. So like, there's that new technology where they can take your voice and turn it into like your own secretary yourself. Like
that's like that on Black Mirror. No, thank you.
So like you can look at Brandy. So the AI, I don't know if it's still in developmental stages. Could be
my voice, like
so it'll be like your voice, or they're gonna use like a Siri situation where it's somebody else or Alexa's voice or something. But what it does is it's a smart AI, and you tell your phone or your laptop, hey, I need a hair appointment at Gloria's at 3 p.m. See if she has one for Tuesday, and your phone will dial itself to that phone number. And they'll be like, and it's not robotic. So when you're listening to it, it sounds like, hey, this is such and such calling for such and such. Do you guys have an opening at 3 p.m.? And sounds just like what I just did. And
I'm not thinking about it from like scheduling a hair appointment. I'm thinking of it from like a world leader standpoint.
Well, that too.
Something like that is.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. Like, so they're putting it out to where it's gonna. I think they always roll it out to everybody first, so that people get comfortable with it, and then they move it to the next stages.
Because there was a time most people would have never been as comfortable as they are with the iris stuff scan and being able to basically like pay for. I did it one time without even thinking. I was disgusted with myself. I held it up to my eyes. It opened up my phone. I typed in 2 things because they'll ask for like the CVC code on the card, and I typed that in. And then they're like, all right, you can do this or that. And I held it up to my face. My card information was in there. And I was like, did I just buy wigs by scanning my eyes?
You did.
What the fuck?
Look at Sheree's face.
Now, the most scanning I ever done, and it scared me, is when we was coming from England stateside. We had to put our passport on the little thing. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not even dealing with a person no more. Like this thing is, and then I had to stand there and let it take my picture to make sure it matched. No.
So there was a journalist in the UK, I want to say, that was flying, and before he even presented his airplane ticket, they let him on board because they already had scanned his body while he was traveling through the airport. Yes. Yeah, like they knew who he was. They already scanned it because you realize that did you know that in China, and I may have talked about this a little bit before, but in China right now, they actually have social workers who go around certain villages and towns. They keep track of people and what they do and what they don't do. So if they're doing great, they have social points. It's just like the story in Black Mirror that you guys have seen with the point system. It is literally,
oh my God,
it's a reality in China.
But
so
if it's on the movies, it's happening in real life.
That's what I'm saying. It's pretty legit. Like, so in China, there's people who can't travel outside of their country right now because their points are too low. They interviewed a lady who went from regular social work to doing this job because it paid more too. So she was just walking around town talking to people who are like sitting on benches or whatever, like asking about their neighbors, asking what they did that day, and she would just take notes, and then she would like collect all this data, put it into the system with their names on it, and so that would be their points going up and down depending on, you know, oh, such and such like did such a great job, did something nice to their grandmother, took them help them do something, whatever, so their points go up, or such and such like threw away this and it was wasteful and their points go down. And when like it's insane, but it is a real thing right now.
Oh my God.
And you know that their cameras recognize the people who are walking through the
I have seen that before because I heard they even have like some robotic police. I want to say that's either, I don't know if it was in North Korea or South Korea, but I remember seeing a picture and there was these kids out and there were like, you know, still some regular policemen walking out, but they have like a little robotic police thing like scanning.
I'm sure that's North Korea.
Gotta be on like not littering and doing something else because they were big on, you know, everything being in a certain order. But I'm like, that just gets really scary to me. Now, you know, to play devil's advocate, people are just as scary. I mean, so I get it. I just think we feel like we have more control over people than we do something like an AI or something that we would view as like just smarter than us. I think that's the scary part for people. I think most people feel like if I can study somebody well enough, I can do like a movie or a TV show and just the good guy wins at the end. We outsmart the bad guy or whatever. And we've seen over and over again on a lot of these like either alien or robotic movies, ain't no outsmarting them niggas. They killing about 50 of us before we get one. We are obsolete.
Yeah,
I'm afraid I can't do that, Sheree.
That's the problem that I have is like, what were those AIs talking about? Those Facebook AIs? What were they saying? Were they just making jokes with each other? Know. Like, were they saying?
Yeah,
right.
Thinking in the brain, how they gonna take over the world?
But that's what I'm saying. Are we like headed towards like the Matrix, where the machines are like, you know what? Humans are great energy sources. Oh my God, you guys!
Someone just talked about the show. That show Westworld. I don't watch it, but I've heard about it.
I've seen clips, and I don't know if I can watch it because it's too close to reality.
I was like, I haven't watched about this.
It's I think what it is, it's set in the future, but they can go into like these pods or whatever. They get connected and they can live different lives, right? Is the premise of the story. So it almost looks
like you have like these scenes that are so drastically different, but they're mashed together, like Cowboys style, but there's robots. And I'm like, what's happening?
But that almost sounds like Altered Carbon, and which I watched that one. That one was good.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. So that's the thing, right? So like a lot of technology is useful. I'm not gonna lie, because I know you guys love Amazon. If it wasn't for the robots pulling our shit in the pallets and shit.
I'm telling you, people thought Walmart was gonna be the whole like. You on Amazon every day?
I just got my makeup traveling kit.
Listen, I'm telling you, like Amazon has robots that work in the warehouse that pulls things by number and whatever they use, you know.
But not all of them.
Because not all of them.
My cousins work in Amazon.
Well, they have humans packing, but the robots pull the stuff into the right place. So if you go online, you can watch their warehouse where they like automatically move. It's just like any other factory, basically, because all those factories have robots. But even when you talk about
that, like, what is that going to end up doing for those people in jobs where you're used to having people do it? Now,
the self-checkout.
What are y'all going to do?
Say that again, Tree.
I said that's just like with the self-checkout.
Yeah. So here I have already talked about this with friends and stuff, because I was in retail for 17 years. The only people who are going to be okay in brick and mortar stores or retail stores are going to be people who can offer experiences for people. It's not going to be people who like order food and shit like that. You don't like, I mean, because when I go to Panera, I don't go to the cash wrap. I just go to the little like TV, like iPad thing and order my food. Because one, I can take my time. I don't feel rushed. I have anxiety, so I hate talking to people if I can, like, which is really weird because I have a podcast, you guys. I mean, don't judge me. Work is different.
No,
but like in like real life, I'm a lot more shyer. Nobody believes me. It's okay. Like I rather just keep to myself a little bit more. So I use the self-checkout. Kroger grocery store, they took it away because it wasn't working, but they had a scan, bag, and go where you can scan all your items and bag it yourself. And they do just like a spot check when you check out, and to make sure that you're scanning everything. And I did that for like almost a whole year, and I was very sad that they got rid of it. Probably too much stuff stolen. I don't know. But like, but like, you know, I think people got to realize that technology is helping a lot of people. But what you're saying, like a lot of people are losing jobs, which becomes you need to find a skill that's real. That
coding.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And coding, I was talking to my brother about that. Like not even 10 years ago, it was only like $15-20 an hour. You can make $60 to $100 an hour now. Coding.
And coding is offered. It's offered in schools now. So believe it or not, my daughter starts it next semester.
You see? And like my kiddo, her high school has classes like business, journalism. They have entrepreneurship.
College awareness.
Yep. And so everything is switching up to like, you know.
To fit what they're used to.
And there's colleges that are opening that are made for future entrepreneurs that are not traditional colleges and universities. Their curriculum's completely business minded, and it's also different from business schools though, because they're building people to have their own businesses, not to work for people. Because that's what we got. We got education that would allow us to work for people. That's why we don't have as many entrepreneurs that then the next generation is going to have. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're the start of it. So you see a lot of it, but it's still going to be like a lot harder for us to be successful.
I truly
y'all know 99% of us is going to fail.
Listen, that next
it's
generation
so
is
hard.
It's so bloom.
It's so
but
hard.
It's hard because of how we were taught and groomed. They're kind of growing up in this world where there's like no ceiling. It's like, if I want to put together Legos and make $36 million a year on YouTube, I'm gonna do it.
Who's that kid? I was just talking to my brother and my fiance about it.
My Jeffy.
Is it Jeffy? That little kid?
Puppet?
No. This kid on YouTube who opens toys for a living.
Asian?
Yeah, little Asian looking kid. I don't know.
I've watched his video.
So what he does is he started his YouTube channel. He's like 9 or 10 right now, but his parents recorded him opening toys, and he reviews the toys as a child, right? But he got toys in Target, Walmart, you name it, and people send him toys. I was just telling my brother, I was like, can you imagine being like 10 and being like, I wish I could like play with toys and make $1 million. This kid is out here making like 10 mil.
My son He asked to do it for Legos, and I was like, I'm not there because of my background and what I used to work and what I do know. I'm not sure I want your face on YouTube. So, because he does the building Legos, the Rubik's Cube, all that stuff. And I'm not there. You can record all your content on your iPad, and then when I feel I'm ready to upload it, then we will. But right now, no.
That's my scariest thing. I've had my friends ask me why I don't post very many photos of my kids. I just have a thing, like, it's like, maybe it's just the mom in me. I'm like, my children are beautiful. I don't want people stalking them. I already have a hard time with my teen having like Instagram and stuff like that. She don't got a Facebook, but she got Instagram, TikTok, and like Snapchat, I believe.
Well, she had everything Snapchat, but she just got her phone taken away because of some privileges she overstepped.
I mean, that stuff is hard. I don't even have PJ does not have a phone yet. I'm like, until you can actually prove that you can't lose the house keys, I'm not getting a phone.
That's hard. Yeah.
I need to
even then, there's so much out there, and I'm just kind of like, I'm like, if I'd rather hold out with you. I didn't have a cell phone for a while when they were becoming popular. You'll live.
So like, it's timer. It's kind of, I don't know how to work my phone. This is terrible. Anyway, but no, like, we'll wrap it up. But I feel very pulled in two directions because I feel like the kids are going to need the knowledge about technology. Because here's the deal. My oldest is 15. Her school since middle school have given them iPads to take home to use for work, like schoolwork, right? So when I got this new phone, I took my last one because it was already paid for because we kept it. I took all the apps off of it that were mine, emails and all that stuff, and I put kids apps on it and gave it to my 4-year-old, right? And there's no SIM card in it, so she can't make calls or anything like that. She can only connect to Wi-Fi. So for me, because of where I'm at in like my business and stuff, I feel like she needs to be aware of how to use these applications because I feel like by the time she hits like 3rd or 4th grade from now, they're going to be handing them like iPads to do math. You know what I'm saying? If they haven't already, I might be missing something.
No, it's dead ass.
And all that stuff. So yeah.
So like so now she knows her passcode. I gave her a numerical passcode for her phone. She knows how to enter it. She knows the numbers, and she knows how to hit okay. She knows. She was like, the other day we were in the car traveling to Houston, and she wanted to watch Disney Plus, and she was like, Disney Plus is not connecting, Mom. I was like,
you were like, what?
So my brother's like, just put her on my hotspot, and you know. Because, like, the game apps, they play even without Wi-Fi and stuff. So that's what I have. But she wanted to watch movies. But the fact that she knows how to do it. And she's been doing it because she's had an iPad, like, one of those kitty ones since she was 2, I think. And she's figured out how to use, like, the instruments on it. So I think as a learning situation, it's good. Like, but that, like I said.
If you push him in the way that you're saying, because PJ was complaining today that he feels like his school relies too much on technology, but I've been strategic in how he's been raised and what he's been purposely sheltered from. So you may not have access to it daily, but I still have the conversation with you, so you're not like dense about it.
Yeah, that part.
Because I'm still believing, and this is just my little tinfoil hat going, all this shit's finna crash. Like, stuff's gonna hit the fan one day.
It probably will.
And then people aren't gonna know what to do because all you know is a scan and a press and a this and a that. How is society going to fare? If we're raising kids that are completely dependent on the click here and press it, you're not going to know what to do.
It's already happening because these kids are not resourceful anymore.
They don't even teach like cursive. My son taught himself cursive via YouTube.
Oh yeah, they don't teach that in school anymore.
But then I'm like, nigga, how you going to do your signature?
Do they?
My son's learning cursive. He's in 3rd grade.
So it depends on the ISD, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think Fort Worth stopped teaching it. Arlington out here stopped teaching it. And I think parts of Dallas still do. Like, so it just depends on where you're at.
Yeah, because in England, they were still teaching it. And that was Dodd School, though. And here in Utah, they're teaching it. And I was just like, oh, okay, well, bet. You know how to write in cursive. Good for you.
You in Utah? I didn't realize you were in Utah.
Oh, yeah. We're not in England no more. I'm out here in Utah hating life.
Are you like near Big Bear Lake? Is that Utah?
Yes.
Oh, look at Brandy.
I'll have to plan something because I plan on glamping in Utah one day. Because I looked it up And my sister knows this. I was like, oh, we should do a sister trip and I want to go glamping. And she was like, nigga, don't nobody want to be out there outside. And I was like, no, they're wagons and they're really pretty, but you're still outside and it's like the lake. And I was like, and I want to fish. And she's like, no.
Yeah, I want to take my kids on all that stuff. And, hubby's about to, so.
Yeah.
That military.
Oh, okay, that'll be nice.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That's so crazy.
Yeah, it'll be me and the babies.
We'll see. Well, I don't know. I guess to answer their question, I guess we're split though, kind of.
Yeah.
I think the AI might be pushing it too far. We can all agree on that, I think.
For sure.
The whole Facebook talking.
That was scary. That messed us up.
I'm sorry.
I'll be losing sleep tonight.
Well, and I also have an issue with the 5G towers causing all kinds of shit too.
There's 5G towers now. I thought we was only at the 4.
Girl, where have you been?
In England.
Tell her about the industrial.
We're in the 4th industrial revolution.
We're in the 4th industrial revolution. Get it together. Cherie.
Okay, Cherie.
I'm like, my phone, I don't do no 5G.
Yeah, so for Cherie and a few other people who didn't know, we are in 5G era right now. And these towers with the 4G, 5G, is basically giving off kind of it's like radiation, basically. There's places, I can't remember where, I want to say it was Cali, where they cut down the tree tops because people can see the brown leaves where the waves hit from the tower, and so they were like, just chop it off. There was a firehouse where the firemen there started getting sick, so they petitioned for the tower that was nearby them to come down. So if they can petition it for it to come down, that means somebody knows that it really is doing that.
Right.
Took it down. And my scariest one is I want to say it's called the room 203. I could be wrong about the number of the room, but this lady, her son died of brain cancer. And she was like, why? He was so healthy. He was in college living in his dorm. Well, she started digging, and this is the short version, obviously, but she started digging, and turns out every single kid who had lived in this dorm room where he was at, most of them either got cancer or died from cancer. And what they found out was that tower directly emitted so much, I guess the radio waves or whatever. Huh?
I said, why they laying in there sleeping?
Yeah, so they're in there, and their brain was basically getting fried. And so that's why I'm very cautious of the parks that I would take my kids to or whatever, because I'm like, they ain't about to play near all of this all the time. Because if you go up to one of those towers, at the bottom, it tells you a radius of how far away you want to be. And you have to wear special gear to go up there if you're working on it. So why are they just out and about where people can just be around?
Man, Michael Jackson was right. They don't care about us.
They don't.
He was trying to tell us.
You know what happened with that? Look, did you know that particular song by Michael Jackson? The video that we saw for that song, where he's walking around in the city in Africa and stuff.
Oh no, there's 2 videos. And the second
video, that's not the original video. The original video is with him in prison.
In prison,
with
he was with the niggas,
mm-hmm.
and they was cutting up.
They was,
and he was still dancing.
They sure was throwing trays and shit. But since that would have scared a whole bunch of our Cassidy friends, they decided to shoot a second video and make it I don't know, I guess pro-black, but in Africa, and make it happier. He was
trying to make it more friendly, more of it's black and white, kind of how that was. But
they changed the whole meaning of it, because when they shot it in Africa, they made it seem like we needed to care more about third country people.
Right.
The third world country people, instead of it being lyrics, about what he originally did.
The lyrics matched up better when he was talking about skinhead, throw the brother in jail, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it didn't make sense after the second
video. When he said they don't care about us, he was not talking about anybody white. Y'all don't get to enjoy the song. Sorry.
Brandy just be saying stuff. She don't care. I know, exactly. And like I said, the common denominator of why people have beef with Brandy was Brandy. So
common denominator because no filter.
Just no filter. I mean, I understand that, but
they come back though. They always come back.
No, they do. They do. But to wrap it up, so maybe technology at small doses. Make sure you're watching over like what your family, your kids are doing, what you're doing. Like, don't be scanning your eye to purchase things online.
Man, listen.
I've never done that. Like, I even have a hard time putting my credit card for it to remember my credit card.
Yeah,
I have my credit card is memorized. I have the numbers in my head.
It was the numbers in my
head. That's because you're a serial Amazon shopper, Shree.
I do not have
I forgot to order this yesterday. Hold on, let me order this today. My bank sent me a message. Did you order today?
Yes.
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
You ever feel guilty when your bank feed? Because I remember when Navy Federal hit me with it one time because I spent like $75 on sushi, and they called me and they were like, "So we see you're at Saigon," and I'm just like, "Listen, I can explain. That was me. I don't need y'all judging me for this person."
That's so terrible. Oh my God. No.
They know how I get down.
But no, for real. I feel like we just have to be vigilant in the things that we post or like allow into our home, and because it is good. There's a lot of benefits to having technology now. Like, last thing I know, and we'll wrap it up. The only thing I wanted to mention is like there's one thing I will never do, hopefully, and we won't have to ever do it by law or anything, is being microchipped. Y'all seen that, right?
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I have. I'm not doing that.
Like, yeah, I still felt some way about microchipping my dog, but my dog is chipped. But,
but see, now that I feel like that's different though, because like for us to be chipped,
but she don't run nowhere. She ain't took off. But the type of breed she is, if she was stolen, I would be upset. So
gotcha.
That's why she's chipped, because if we open the door, she don't take off her than that. That's a support dog. They're not going nowhere.
I remember looking on this website I love called Vigilant Citizen, and he does stuff like, all he does is collect data of the weird stuff that's happening in the world, or what would be weird to somebody else but natural to us. So he'll do like sinister sites, he'll do political stuff, he'll have all of the pictures that line up where everybody's this and this and that, all of it. He breaks it down. He's so good. But I'll never forget freaking out when I saw that he had found what American Express was about to use for a commercial before it even came out like that. And this person looks like they're stealing. So they're running all through the store, whatever, grabbing stuff. And they're like, what? And then when somebody gets ready to stop him, he's like, I already got a receipt or whatever, and shows on the phone. But he was already like chipped or something right here. Because I know in London, they were doing that for a secret club too, where people were willingly putting the chip right, between this area so they could scan in. But yeah, he just scanned his hand and he was in there. And I'm like, all this shit seemed cool and futuristic when you're watching like The Fifth Element and stuff, but not in reality.
You know what though? Here's the thing. It's already happening in Wisconsin.
It's happening in Australia. There's a company, you can't get in unless you scan and all your, but it's technically, and I said this when they came out with military IDs, the little chip in them. I was like, why is this chip? And they was like, oh, your medical stuff is on it. I was like, wait, everything is on this chip?
Yep.
I was like, this is one step because I got to carry it with me everywhere.
Yep.
So I'm like, there's GPS in here too? And they was like, strong, stop trip. Nah.
Yeah. But so here's the thing. That's what I meant by they slowly let the people get used to stuff, because the chip was not on our credit card. That chip was not on military IDs when I was younger.
It wasn't.
They put chips on it. Now in Japan, they already went ahead and let you pay with the fast pass. That's more common now here too, right? Because it's at like convenience stores and
or the little Apple.
Yeah, you can just put your phone on it. Japan been doing it for like 20 years. Huh?
I said that still trips me out. I'm like,
yeah,
wow.
You just pay with your phone. Japan been doing it, because when I went back in 2012, I had to borrow Rashid's little 18 and over card just to get like alcohol and shit, like because they don't bother.
Card.
Yeah. So I'll tell you this: with all this weird shit going on, y'all better hang on to every coin, every bar of gold, every whatever else you got. Because I noticed when that stuff went up, and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, we want your gold. We want your gold. Why you want our gold?
Exactly.
Why you want our stuff?
Have nothing to trade with."
Huh?
Look at them.
Cherie got to come back on when we go all hard about our
for real.
She has to come back. She has to come
back. I'm telling you, you really do. It's like that guy. You gotta be vigilant. Like this shit is like going down. And a lot of people think that, we're crazy when we talk about this stuff. But like if you do your own research, you will come across your own. Yeah,
like you said, I think you said it several times, and I'm gonna say it again in case y'all didn't get it the first 3,000 times CJ said it. They get you used to this. It's like when you're desensitized towards violence. I stopped watching extra violent stuff and then realized how much I couldn't take. So when I finally got into Game of Thrones, there are some times I'm literally like this. Meanwhile, for years, I had watched Walking Dead, and I'm like, yeah, smash his head in, and I'm eating. And
I don't watch
Walking
Dead. I never watched Walking Dead. But
I loved it so much, but I can't watch that same stuff because I was desensitized to it, and I don't think that's healthy. Even when it comes to sex, when you watch certain stuff over and over again, it's like, no, this is not reality. Y'all not gonna be coming every time together. It's not reality. There isn't always gonna be it's not reality.
I am not spinning on your dick. What is this?
Listen, it's not reality. You're gonna get a slow spin. I have to my legs yeah, I'm going to crawl. I'm gonna do a hop maybe.
Well, we talked about that on our sex episode when guys like try to flip you into 5 different positions in 3 minutes because it's edited that way in porno. Like it's not real, guys.
And it's like, no, don't tap your dick on my forehead. I don't want it. That's not what I asked for. What is that?
What is that? With my school stuff because I'm studying my master's for forensic science. And I have thank you. So I have to read a lot of cases that are kind of. So there was the one case that I wrote about in my last class. He abducted 2 boys and did some really crazy things. And after I read the case and I read what he said, I had to literally sit there, go like watch something happy. Have you guys watched Criminal Minds? You know how Penelope is like, oh, I'm looking at a little fluffy kid. I had to do something happy.
Gotcha.
Just so I could okay, let me depress, but I got a 97 on that paper.
See, that's what matters. Do it. But no, it's true because like if you
love a smart girl,
feeding yourself, it's like what Brandy said, you keep feeding yourself negative stuff.
Yeah.
Your brain turns into negative. That's why like our parents weren't wrong when they were like, don't listen to crappy music all the time.
Yes.
Listen, grandma and them was right, baby.
They weren't wrong.
When they used to say, especially if you had them extra religious older folks around you, they'd be like, oh this is the devil, or this is evil. They was
right.
They were right.
We were wrong.
Let me tell you, that stuff away from you. Ooh.
Let me tell you, because CJ she has gone through her goth phase and all of this stuff, and I'm total rocker chick still at the core and whatever. But like, I went back and listened to like some of my favorite bands from like Seether, and I was like, the lyrics were literally "fuck me like you hate me," and I was like, I was like, was I really singing that at the top of my lungs in the bathroom?
I mean, like screaming it
out at night.
I think I was listening to Hoobastank, and there was a line. I'm all like shaking like this when I had dreads. I'm shaking my dreads so that the sides were shaved, and I was like, yeah. Then he said, "To the doors of darkness," and then I'm in my snap, and I was like, wait, what did he say?
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
Completely stopped and was like, yeah.
No, even some chords, because I'm so sensitive to certain music. There are certain chords that set me off. So I was listening to Jack White, and I was like, oh, he killing this guitar. And then I was like, wait a minute. And I was driving to work. I was driving to Society Lounge. And I remember being like, I don't feel good. So I turned it up because I was like, I don't feel good. I took it off my playlist. And that may be weird to other people, but I'm like, no.
No, we're going to get into this on another episode, but that musical hurts thing is real. And we going to have to do a music episode.
We do.
We do. But anyway, we do have to wrap it up. So first and foremost, thank you, Ms. Cherie, for coming on to our
podcast. I appreciate it.
We're definitely gonna like link you to the bottom of our page or whatever. She froze. What happened? She was like, hey, oh, there you go. She came back. Okay.
She was running her mouth too much about chips and shit. They said, I got you.
If you could do me a favor, maybe either send Brandy or whatever all your pages and stuff and links, and I will post it.
Or if you have pictures you prefer us to use, because I like to use pictures of the people we have on.
Yeah, we'll put that up too.
If you have certain pictures you like more than others.
just pick a makeup pick because I have too many, so I'm not just gonna.
Okay, so anything posted on your Instagram, good to go?
I know that's right.
No,
Cherie said, I'm a bad bitch. I can't just pick one.
She said not anything.
I'm like, let me look at my Instagram.
Yeah, just send Brandy a couple of pics that you love and we'll post it.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Because I'm like, Instagram, I got my dog, and then,
I take her dog, and I'm like, Cherie's.
We won't do that. I meant like something from your makeup or something.
Okay.
Brandy would do something like that.
That crease on the dog.
So terrible. But anyway, if you guys are listening, this is our fan pick episode that we do once a month, the first week of every month. And if you have any questions, anything you want us to I don't know, figure out for you guys or try to. We are no experts by any means. We just tell you from our experiences as real life experiences. It's not going to be ever safe for work. So you'll hear all of it coming from us.
I like the people that watch us that have kids because they're like, I got to catch up, but I got to wait till my kid goes.
You got to go to bed. Yeah, for sure. It's not kid friendly either. But if you do love what you hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast.
Or if you like what you see.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Okay. So if you want to see some pictures taken, just go ahead and hit that right there. Go to YouTube. That was Brandy's booth. And if you are on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button, comment, let us know what you think, good or bad, everywhere, Instagram, Facebook, all of that.
All of it.
And then don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can get all of our episodes. We're re-upping this year. We're going to be dropping 2 a week, Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays are News with the Triangle. Yes, News with the Triangle. Current events with the Triangle. And then we'll have our regular schedules on Thursday. Thursday is noon Central Time. Monday, I think I'll try to go for 9 a.m. We'll see how it goes.
Child.
Give me a moment. CJ's on. Give me a moment. Let's be honest. Like I said, we keep it real. If it's not noon, it'll be 9 a.m. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyway, thank you, Ms. Cherie, once again for joining us. We will see you soon. Be blessed.
Thanks for me.
Yay.